All right, market open. I like Tesla pre-market low breakout to the downside. Same with Meta to the downside breakout, and then the rest of the setups I like for bounce and break and retest. Market's about to open here. Meta is bouncing its pre-market low. Tesla breaking through. I'm in Tesla shorts. Contracts aren't really moving at market open. Only up, nope, now down. Up 10%, 12%. A little bit more from our first trim. All right, taking my first trim. Moving stops are break even on Tesla. Oh, I need to take my second trim at 40% already. I'm gonna take 3 trims off. Oh, close my position by accident. Accidentally cleared it out 30%. It's frustrating. I meant to only take 3 trims off, and I actually closed at 30% in profit. It is what it is. Contracts move too quick anyways. 1 minute into market open, and nice little, almost, let's see here. Yeah, $2,200 in profit in 1 minute. Meta's bouncing pre-market low. Apple's bouncing pre-market low. Same with Palantir. AMD broke below pre-market low. It can't chase this. That closing out the position might have been a blessing in disguise for Tesla. I like Apple bouncing at pre-market low, but I'm already way too late to that. Same with Meta. Meta didn't even break through pre-market low. I do like Nvidia if we can get to pre-market high reject and come retest this previous day high. I like at the money contracts. 212.50. I don't like odd numbers like that. 215 is too far away. Oh. A lot of, yeah, 210s are good. Rejecting previous day high on Nvidia. Meta's still aggressive bounce with pre-market low. A good move that I missed was in the Tesla, too focused on the Tesla trade, but when it pushed up and then we had a green to red flip to the downside for pre-market low, that could have been a good entry point. Palantir with an aggressive break. QQQ I do like to the downside if we can close this 5-minute candle can close below pre-market low, and then we can get a retest. I want to see if AMD can hold previous day low as a support for a bounce setup. I do like QQQ's weakness, but Nvidia is too strong. QQQ is not really going to flush unless Nvidia can reject and flush. Yep, Nvidia is the only tech stock that's up right now. Market is looking a little weak. We've got oil and VIX up. Tesla with continued flush. Yeah, this pullback would have stopped me out anyways. Would have stopped me out at break even after my trim. Apple is attempting to hold its pre-market low, but it's not doing with much strength or volume. All right, Nvidia, we're approaching pre-market high. Again, we'd like a break above, come back down and retest previous day high for an entry. Yeah, good hold off on QQQ so far. It's not going to flush below pre-market low and hold it unless Nvidia can flush. SPY is very strong as well. Another mistrade. Palantir shot all the way up, strength previous day close, came back and retested VWAP pre-market high. As it bounced VWAP and pushed past pre-market high, could have entered here, had stop loss right below this candle wick. Palantir was a mistrade for a break and retest of the pre-market high level. Would like a retest entry of previous day high for continued uptrend on Nvidia. AMD is trying to do an early bounce of its previous day low. AMD calls are pretty expensive. I also have it set up for break and retest of a reclaim of previous day close on Meta. That I already missed that entry. Nvidia was a strong rejection of pre-market high. Flush all the way below its previous day high. No major news to worry about today, however, it is a very big, heavy news week. Tuesday we've got a lot of news. Wednesday we've got FOMC plus I think Google, Amazon, Microsoft all have their earnings on Wednesday. So that's a huge, huge day. Thursday is Apple earnings, so it's going to be a very volatile week. Want to save a lot of mental capital for the end of the week move. Palantir, we do have a break and retest of previous day high. I do like the strength of Palantir the most. Palantir and Nvidia. 42. It is rejecting previous day high. Oh wow, it's not even bouncing. AMD is extremely weak. It's not even bouncing previous day low. It's rejecting here. Yeah, I don't like Nvidia anymore for a bounce. Should have bounced more aggressively. Huge miss on AMD puts. Look at that beauty. Contracts went almost 100% from pre-market low break, from 525-ish all the way up to almost yeah, over 1,000. So Palantir pre-market high break and retest. I think I had too many plays I was looking for this morning. Bouncing around too much. But honestly happy with my Tesla win over 2,000 in just under a minute. However, I shouldn't let that stop me from taking, other good setups. Each individual trade should be treated as its own. I really like the AMD, but I can't chase this breakout. It's already far past previous day low. So I do like this climb up hold on pre-market low for Apple. However, volume is very low on this uptrend. So I'm afraid I'm gonna get faked out because of the low volume. Opening 5-minute candle was 2.47 million. We've got 800,000 on the second 5-minute candle, and then the current one's just under 500,000. So don't really like the Apple bounce there. See, Nvidia rejecting. Now QQQ is following suit. Same with SPY rejecting previous day high and pre-market high. Weekly level I had here, 144.38, rejected it to the T. That's a 5-minute weekly level that I had. If we can hold this for Palantir, I do like the previous day high retest. However, right below point of control, 143.68 on Palantir. Meta is also holding its previous day close and VWAP retest. However, we do have previous day high and pre-market high right there. I'd like to see a get up there first, reject it, come back down, retest, and then for the next leg up. Tesla's now chopping below previous day low. I could see that continued downward trend. Here's a retest for AMD, or it could be a liquidity sweep, reclaim previous day low. So we'll see how volume plays out here with AMD and order flow. AMD, see, we still got strong volume on our way down here. Palantir missed it again. Previous day high, breaking retest. Wow, I just keep missing that. Keep missing. That's a little frustrating. Rejected my weekly level to the T, came back down, previous day high, retested, bounced back up. Did the same setup here in pre-market high. Apple's also now bouncing pre-market low, continued uptrend on that low volume. QQQ made a lower low. QQQ is extremely weak, however, it's diverging from SPY. SPY is right at opening print. AMD, if we can get a break above previous daily low, come back down for a retest, I would be interested for a bounce setup here. Our AMD could be setting up just for break, retest to the downside. Wow, QQQ is extremely weak. We have a lot of room until previous day low, Friday, which was Friday's low. Just don't know what's really carrying QQQ to be such an aggressive sell-off because Nvidia is relatively flat at opening print. Meta is rejecting its pre-market high area, attempting to retest previous day close and VWAP again here. AMD, a lot of buyers are coming in. We've got, could be a potential double bottom, buyer stepping in. Again, if we can reclaim previous day low, I like it for a bounce setup. I don't like it for demand break and retest to the downside because we got two strong buying wicks here on the 5-minute candles. $340 have the most open interest. That's relatively near. 350 is little. 350 is good for weekly. I do like 350s actually. We've got a lot of room to back to 350 if it can reclaim its opening print. And you got a lot of open interest, 5,000 versus the other ones only right around 1,000 open interest. These are Friday contract expirations, so these aren't 0 DTE. Yep, see, the same exact setup. Strong push to the downside, aggressive consolidation below VWAP, flush down on Tesla there. don't think, yeah. I guess this was a setup for AMD break and retest the downside. Just didn't like it because of the double buying wicks. And I saw buyers coming in. Yeah, Nvidia I can't even trade. Look at that. 5 minute candle is ugly. QQQ is starting to show some direction. However, SPY is not really flushing. The QQQ is showing aggressive weakness. AMD is showing really aggressive weakness as well. Wow, lots of missed setup entries for AMD. I guess this was kind of a setup entry too for Tesla. Break and retest the previous day low area. I do like Meta holding previous day close. Oh, missed it again. I should, if I was gonna take it, I need to take it down here. Right at previous day close in VWAP. Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful bounce. Consolidation holding above previous day close in VWAP. Look at this aggressive pre-market low bounce in SPY. So it's hard for me to take Nvidia to, or QQQ to the downside. Plus you have Nvidia that's bouncing aggressively off its pre-market low and previous day close. Palantir is still trying to hold its previous day high. If we can see QQQ, Nvidia start to recover, break above its previous day high, and AMD can follow suit with the market uptrend and reclaim previous day low, that's my setup I like most for a bounce. Look at this strong aggressive buying wick on Nvidia. Almost if it flips red to green, that's a good sign for it to hold that as a bounce. Look at that, AMD is following suit, QQQ, SPY. Again, Palantir. See, AMD, I need a reclaim above previous day low because this could just be a break and retest to the downside. So, wow, look how ugly Meta is. AMD is breaking above its previous day low. Oh, those are big sell orders right there. 5,000 lots. Nvidia QQ SPY is still uptrending. Got 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle close. I'm just going to wait for it to close at this point. I want to see a close above, come back down, close above previous day low, come back down for a retest, and then I'll take my entry. See, the bad thing about waiting for AM for a 5-minute candle close, could have missed it. Could have taken right here, breakout, but it could have got faked out. So all I have to do is wait for a retest. If I don't get the retest, then I guess I don't get the trade. Wow, well, that's I knew it. Liquidity sweep, previous day low bounce. I've seen that too many times. Too many times. Like to see get to VWAP, reject, come back down. We've got point of control at 335, which is right above previous day low, which is what we want to see. Want to see a reclaim here. Don't see a lot of buyers stepping in at this previous day low. We got plenty of control at the same right, the same as previous 5-minute candle. But I see a lot of sellers coming in here. I don't see a lot of buyers stepping in. Yep, still don't see a lot of buyers. Still see a lot of sellers. I need order flow to show me there's a lot of buyers hitting the tape for me to take this reclaim. I don't want to get faked out. Too much selling pressure. Now I'm seeing buyers coming in. Starting to see buyers come in. Alright, I'm gonna give longs a try here. Entering AMD bounce on this reclaim of previous day low. If we can see a red to green flip, that would be great. We need to see point of control move up as well. A lot of sellers just came in right there. Need buyers to really step in. Oh. We need a bounce here. If we don't bounce, it could flush. It's a 50-50 shot. It's either gonna bounce here or it's gonna flush. But we need to break out of this range if it's going to continue to the uptrend. Palantir is bouncing its break and retest, previous day close, and VWAP. QQQ is flat right above its opening print. Good hold off to the downside. SPY is trying to break out of its pre-market high and previous day high range. Do have a new point of control with AMD above previous point of control, but we need more strength and more volume. Slow volume right now. Now we're getting some strength. You need to push past that this candle high right here and break out of this range. Currently 11% in profit. Need a little bit more for my first trim. We're breaking past this candle high. We need to continue that trend. I'm going to take a trim here, 14%. Pretty much 15. Don't want to make the same mistake and let this green trade go to red. All right, moving stops to break even. 528, 530. Perfect. All right, stops are at break even. Got one trim off. So now risk-free trade. However, it could stop me out here. If we have aggressive sellers, I could get stopped out right at break even for a short-lived trade, but we will see. A lot of sellers stepping in. Don't like to see that. Don't like to see that. Aggressive selling. Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, stopped out. Short-lived trade. Very short-lived trade. Oh, the whole market's chopping now. Look at this. Ugly. Very short-lived trade. Oh, at least got one trim off. Watch, it's gonna watch it hold it. Hold it and do the move I was expecting it to, but I have to follow my rules for risk management. Give it another 5 minutes here. Not really liking any other setups. I mean, look at this. Look at this QQQ price action, Nvidia. Yeah, the only real clean move was, yeah, this first candle here. Maybe this retest on Tesla. Palantir had some opportunities, missed trades for a pre-market high break and retest. Also had one here for previous day high and retest, but the pre-market high one was better. Apple, you had a pre-market low bounce. AMD, pre-market low breakout. Could have been a on this green to red flip. And now it actually might hold and bounce. The other thing too, I had 350 contracts, so pretty far out the money. And with that, if I didn't have far out the money, maybe I still would have been in the trade, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't have gotten to that 15% for my first 1 hour trim. But if it went in my favor, would have made good money, but that's the thing with trimming at 1 hour. Could get stopped out of break even pretty quickly versus if I waited for a 2 hour trade to take my first trim. I have more room to breathe. However, I risk it being a full losing trade because I'm waiting for a 2 hour versus if I'm waiting for a 1 hour trim at 15%, then I help protect the downside. Yeah, that's a little frustrating. Had the right thesis. Thesis is just the way my system is. I get stopped out at break even, and I need maybe an earlier entry. If I had the best entry, then it'd be harder for me to get stopped out at. There AMD goes, breaking out of this range. All right, took my 2 trades. Second trade, not too happy with. First trade, I was happy. Tesla had the good opening range breakout for downside out of pre-market low range. Great setup. AMD had the right thesis, just fortunately stopped out of break even, but got one trim off. Looks like this has potential. If we can hold previous day lows, got potential to move up. A few trades that I missed. Apple, we've got a pre-market low bounce setup that I missed. And then AMD or Palantir had good uh, break and retest setups at pre-market high level and previous day high level. All right, gonna call it a day here. Gotta start work here in a little bit, but $2,200 on the day. Pretty happy with that. Really, most of that came within the first minute of the candle. I could have left, but that's the price I pay waiting for another setup versus just being one and done.